Superhero fatigue or creative bankruptcy? You choose. You let me know in the comments. But this is my take on it. Superhero fatigue is a subject that pundits and journalists and access media have been talking about since really phase 2 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, when it was absolutely not a thing. There's no such thing as superhero fatigue. But creative bankruptcy is a real thing. But of course, access media and pundits that are basically the bitch of Hollywood are never going to admit to creative bankruptcy. It's a better look if they blame it on superhero fatigue. Why is phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe so bad? Why has phase 5 started so badly? Why has the DCEU been so shite since after the first Aquaman movie? A movie, I think, that has great quality, as has Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. They're the questions you need to ask. It's nothing to do with superhero fatigue. It's nothing to do with overstretching the premise of superheroes on streaming and in cinema. But that, as I say, is a better look than admitting that, hey guys, we're making mistakes. We're being lazy. We're rushing through it. Let's go back to the first Iron Man and even Man of Steel. Man of Steel does a lot of hard work. It wants to tell a story. It has great visuals. For me, the film works. Iron Man does all the hard work. Great actor in Robert Downey Jr. What you do, as I keep on saying on my videos and on my other social media platforms, when you're about to create something, when you're about to write a character, you ask, who is this character? What makes him click? What makes him tick? What gets him up in the morning, right? Or her, or whoever, right? Whatever the pronouns may be. But you ask these questions of your characters. And in the first Iron Man, they were doing it. And basically you get this guy who's an ignorant, arrogant playboy, who's basically making and selling weapons. And it's only when he nearly dies from the same weapons that he decides that he needs to get out of the weapons business. It's a great story. Man of Steel, we see, a boy come from another planet and become the ultimate immigrant. We see the flashbacks of Smallville. It's a well-told story, as is Batman versus Superman, as is Iron Man 2, even though I think it's quite a boring movie, Iron Man 2. I think some of the themes in the movie are very, very good. So in the early days of superhero movies, let's say as the millennium struck, they were doing their due diligence. And this is why they were making money, especially in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Iron Man 2, The Incredible Hulk, Captain America, The First Avenger. Great films because they're asking who the character is. They were making proper films, but they got lazy. Basically, after the first Avengers movie, because the first Avengers movie kind of told them, all you have to do is stick a few heroes together and these idiots will come and watch. And I think that's where the problems really, really began for the MCU. Truly, the real problem for the MCU was from the moment they made Kevin Feige president of Marvel Studios. And we've seen some of the terrible decision making. How did we go from phases 1, 2 and 3 to phase 4 and now phase 5 that it also isn't clicking? You read the book, this MCU book they're releasing or released, we're seeing excerpts of it all the time, and some of the things that Feige is saying, he's playing the blame game. He's blaming former Disney CEO Bob Chapek for all the problems at the MCU. It's easy to blame him because he's not there anymore. But Hollywood have a problem in admitting, basically admitting when they're at fault, when they're to blame. It is nothing to do with superhero fatigue, but it's easy to blame us and say we're getting fed up with the superhero, that the superhero needs a rest. The superhero doesn't need a damn rest. It needs people not to be lazy. It needs Hollywood not to be lazy and do the spade work when they're making. You know, we go back to the silent movies where they had no sound and just subtitles. They used to play the music in the cinema. Over the movie, they couldn't record music over movies in the early days. Some of the best movies of all time are silent pictures. It's something I'd like to do, make a silent picture, because I think it's a beautiful medium. A lot of cool kids today think we have evolved from those days. But the truth is, we have devolved.